A few months ago, my wife realized that I kinda plateaued with my coffee. I mean, I still enjoyed making it, going through the whole process, but I stopped experimenting, I stopped tweaking, I stopped trying out new things. And she loves to drink good coffee. I like to make good coffee. Our interests are aligned. So she got me the niche zero. This is the most exciting thing that's happened to me in this quarantine time. I love it. So today, I'm going to unbox the Niche Zero and then I'm going to review it. Clearly, I'm a fanboy. This is a biased review, and it is a biased review. You know what? Deal with it. I'm going to talk about what I love about this machine, but also about some of the things that I believe could have been done better. Let's jump into it. Niche Zero is a single dosing grinder. And what that means is that it doesn't have this big hopper on the top. It just has a little lid in which you can put at max something like 50 grams of whole beans that will then get ground. I love it because it's not a commercial machine that has been reduced down for the home. It's a workflow that is built for the home. You use the stainless steel cup, to weigh your beans. Then you put it on the top, go through the grinder, use the same dosing cup for your ground beans, and then transfer it to your portafilter. Brilliant. It's easy to clean and it's easy to transfer your beans. A zero retention grinder. I mean, that's probably why they called it Niche Zero. I'm smart. And that means that if you put 19 grams in, you should get 19 grams out, plus minus 0.1 grams. Which is really good when you're trying to adjust the grind to dial in your espressos. When you adjust your grind, you kind of have to flush out the old grind size to get the new grind size and all of that mess that usually goes with it. With this one, you don't need to do that. You get the new ground size as fast as possible. And that means you waste less coffee. Compared to what I had before, which was a fake burr grinder, listen, I was cheap, I had to buy something. This one unlocks a whole lot more flavor. I have never encountered this depth of detail as I could before. But if you ask me, the biggest selling point for this machine is a user experience. It's extremely simple. And you know what? I know it. Making simple things is hard. Like, I love this book, Don't Make Me Think. And it's all about reducing the complexities that customers have to think about in making a website, making an app, frankly, making a device like this. For example, the on-off switch. It's a simple on-off switch. There's no complications, no auto-off, there's no timer. You know when the grinding is over, when the sound of the machine is different. Perfect. You can adjust the grind size, but when you close the lid, you cannot adjust the grind size by mistake. Simple. The stainless steel cup is pure magic. It makes your workflow so much simpler. You weigh your beans, you put them on the top, you grind them through into the same dosing cup, and you transfer it to your portafilter. This is magic. Let's talk about a few things that were a little odd with this machine. And the first is the waiting period in this buying experience. It's still on the Indiegogo platform. I don't know why, but I had to wait around 2 months for it, which is long. It's almost like a therapeutic buying process in this world of instant gratification. The second is that it is an expensive machine. Now, of course, if you read Reddit and everything else out there, they say that this machine punches well above its price range. But the reality is it's still a lot of money. In fact, it's more expensive than my espresso machine. I get it. Like, you have to justify this for yourself. Is it marginally better than what you already have, or phenomenally better than what you already have? And like someone else funded this for me. The last challenge though is using this grinder with a pressurized portafilter. and that would usually be something you get with cheaper espresso machines. I found that it started clogging up on a pressurized portafilter. It made a weird sound, almost like coffee screaming out through a little single hole, and it didn't give me that marginal flavor improvement. Now, I have switched to using a non-pressurized portafilter, and that's unlocked a whole new world for me. But just something to note that a grinder of this capability might need a espresso machine of similar capability. And I think that's what sums it up for me. It's a beautiful but harsh tool. Beautiful as a single dosing, zero retention grinder that's built for the home. It looks in its place on a kitchen counter. It's not a weird, ungodly machine. The dosing cup is pure magic in your workflow, and just it feels intuitive. It's designed intuitively. But it's also a harsh tool, and that means you can make really good coffee and you can make really bad coffee. The crutches are gone. You have to enter the big league with this machine. In a way, I'm really scared but excited about the experimentation and the future that comes with this machine. And that's it, the Niche Zero fanboy review. I'll see you all in the next one.